Hi, and welcome to my Milestone 1 video. Today we're going to go over the big changes that we've made, which the biggest one is the playlist and the playlist jukebox, which we'll see in a moment. First, we are looking at the load content stage of the game thread, and the only difference here is the queue manager, which is just managing the game in and audio in queues. Uh, just having a manager for them to be accessed by all the classes. And then everything else is still the same. We spawn off the audio thread and wait for it to load. And then in our update, now we have keys 1 and 2 for key press 1 and key press 2. So those are just for demo 1 and demo 2. So just like before, we're loading the waves. This time we're using the audio uh, class manager to do that, to load the waves, and then we're creating the playlist. The playlist jukebox is going to create it's a factory going to create the playlist, and the first 4 of those are all just regular one voice callbacks, and then the last one is a 2 voice callback, and that is going to have song A and song B, which are the same song but coming out of the left channel and right channel of the headphones, playing together as if one WAV file in stereo. And then there's that little hack right there for waiting for the loading. That is only necessary right now because we don't have asynchronous loading, but that will be in the next milestone. So here we go into demo 1, and we're going to create our sound objects for each of the sounds needed for demo 1. There's 4 bassoons because we're showing instancing in F in the last example. So here, and then we have song A is the title of that sound, but it's both song A and song A and song B together, and then another just waiting for it to load. That's the asynchronous. We'll fix that next week. So we're using the chrono library to set up our timing. So we hit play on on voice A, or excuse me, on sound A, which is going to be panned directly to the left, just like last week, using that panning function with -1 and 1 being your inputs for left and for right. And then, sorry about that, that was lagging. So that's going to pan left, right, and then center. And then we're going to have our pannings gradually go from 0 to 100% and 100% to 0%. And we put in those 2 specific 1.1 and 1.05, or -1.1, -1.05, and that's just gonna that's prototyping right now. That'll be fixed later, but it sends the panning to panning auxiliary instead of regular pan, which just sets it 100% one way or 100% the other way. The pan aux is going to have it gradually change from 0 to 100% or 100 to 0% based on which number gets sent in, which again I'll probably change to an enum or to describe the direction. And then now we have part D is going to do the same thing with the volume, gradually 0 to 100% and 100% to 0. We've went over that in the basics. For E, we're going to play our song A file or sound, which is going to play both the song A on the left channel and song B on the right channel. And that's an example of our 2-voice playlist. And again, it's called song A. And then it's going to spit out the amount of time it's been playing, and then stop the left channel and then the right channel. So you can stop the voices independently, even though they are on the same playlist. And then you can see playlist command that 2-voice, 1-voice, and stitched all inherit from has its own stop and stop one and stop two because every playlist has a second voice. There's ways of getting around that that I have not taken the time to implement, but you said it was allowed. It's not too big of a deal. And then part F is the multiple instancing of playing the bassoons. So it's going to play one, start one in the middle, start one in the middle, and then stop them, and then start the last one playing to completion. And then now we're going to go to demo 2, which is just key 2, and it's going to have all the Seinfeld waves are going to be loaded, added into a buffer of the wave IDs, and that's going to be sent into the voice callback stitched object. So rather than, and there's 7 additional sounds compared to the as well as the intro one. And then what is going to happen is we're just going to hit play, and then on the callback, it is on buffer end. When it runs out of data on the buffer, it's going to load up the files from using the list that we gave it of file IDs, and then it's going to load up their buffers and submit that buffer to the buffer to the source voice, and it's going to continue playing the entire Seinfeld song with all the waves stitched together, and then it's going to go left to right. And now I'm going to play an example. And then just as a final note, I did record in stereo, but the panning still doesn't sound exactly as obvious as it is on my monitor. So I'm going to re-record this probably tomorrow once I finish Sprint 6. Thank you and have a great day.